Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keegan and welcome back to the last team before we get into the actual season of AFL Supercoach. So today I'm going to show you the team I've pretty much settled on. There might be a brief change here or there with rookies depending on the teams picked heading into round one. But at this moment, looking at this team that I've got ready to go, I'm actually pretty happy with the way it looks and I'm going to share it with you all today. Do make sure you do like this video, subscribe. I apologise off the top that I haven't had a lot of videos being put up recently. I've been busy with work, I've had other things going on and I haven't really had time. And with the season not really going on, Supercoach hasn't been at the forefront of everyone's mind. Now the season's almost here, I'm ready to show you my team and ready to explain some of the choices I made. You're going to look at my team, you're going to think it's a little bit weird. There's one or two big glaring omissions. But I think with my explanation, you might come around to seeing my way of thinking. You might not agree with it, but you will understand where I'm coming from. Without any further ado, here's the team that I'll be looking at going into the new season with right now. Here's the team that I've selected for the start of the season. Now, I'm going to start from the back. I'm going to make some explanations. Do let me know in the comments below if you agree, disagree with my choices, and if you think there should be any radical changes heading into the new season. I'm going to explain my choices and I hope that you can understand them and that if you've got any suggestions, do let me know. Alright, starting from the back, Adams, Laird and Johannesson. The three I've had pretty much from the start. Adams because he has taken on a leadership role in Collingwood. He's also a midfielder, so I'm happy with him in there. Laird because he's actually been ripping it to shreds this pre-season for Adelaide, and I think that he's going to be the dominant player coming out of the back half, and he's also going to see some time in the midfield. Johannesson because he really came of age last year. He started the season on fire, got injured, so I'm hoping if he keeps his health about him that he will be another massive player for Western Bulldogs this year. And at 513, I think he is a pretty good bargain. Hampton, Vickers, Willis and Stewart have all played bits and pieces of the pre-season, and I think that those three will probably be playing come round one. Hewitt and Long are the same, but again, rookies may change depending on how we're looking at walking into the new season. Now, the midfield is a point of contention, the first point of contention that you're probably going to see, and you're going to see that I've actually got a lot of premiums in there. I've got 7 premiums, or 7 close to premiums, and then I've got one rookie being Pal Pepper, who's definitely, in my opinion, going to be playing that round one spot. Dangerfield, Kennedy, Bontempelli, Cripps, Barlow, Heppel, and Beams, all are pretty big quality players. Dangerfield's obviously going to be my captain. Actually, let me do that for you now. Captain, and I'm going to put Kennedy as vice just for the time being. Dangerfield, coming off an amazing last year, looks, if Geelong can improve, he's going to improve. If the support around him gets better, then he will be an absolute superstar. Kennedy's always been one that I've always been reluctant to pick heading into a new season, but this year I'm on him from the start, hoping he can put some good form up for Sydney, especially with someone like a Mitchell leaving, meaning Kennedy's going to have to shoulder more of the work, and he's probably going to get a little bit more ball, and it could work in his favour. Bontempelli and Cripps, two of the young guns coming through, and both at the centre of their team's respective midfields. Bontempelli coming off a pretty great season last year with the Western Bulldogs. Hopefully he can continue that form. Cripps pretty much being the heart and soul of that Carlton midfield. You take Cripps out of there and in my opinion, they begin to struggle a lot. So a lot of the inside ball is going to be going through him. Barlow's an interesting one. Suns player, so a bit of a soft spot for him. But he has shown in the preseason, he's got 3 Supercoach scores over 100. So the form is still there. He's going to be playing in the midfield. So he's going to be getting a lot of ball in the midfield. He's going to be one of our key players in the middle, getting that inside ball and getting it out to our outside players. So I think Barlow could be a bit of an inspired choice. He's relatively cheap compared to the rest of the players. He's at 533,000. He's my 5th most expensive player. So I've really stacked my midfield, as you can tell. Heppel, coming back from that year off, he's going to be wanting to prove a point, especially as captain. So from the start of the season, I think he'll absolutely be a bull at a gate. Towards the end of the year, he might tire, but I reckon from the start, I reckon he is a solid pick. Beams, another one, captain of Brisbane, wanting to prove a point. Cheap, will definitely be outperforming that price tag if he stays fit. So he's definitely an auto pick for me. Then I've got Power Pepper, who for Port Adelaide has been having an absolute stellar pre-season. He's pretty much, and I'm going to be included in most, if not all, rookie spots in Supercoach. Then you've got Barrett, Pickett, and Hibbard, who have all featured at one point or another in their team's pre-season. And I think that they will hopefully see some early games and make us a bit of money off the top. Now, the Rucks is also the big point of contention. Sandilands, a lot of people have Sandilands. They're not too worried about it. If injury does happen, then I could be in a bit of trouble. But I've actually taken a bit of a risk with the Rucks. I haven't actually got Max Gawn. And people are going to be probably looking at this going, get in Max Gawn right now. He's an auto-include. You pick him and you leave him alone and he just racks up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of points. But I was worried, and I'm going to explain it to you. I was worried about the midfield this year, about the rookie picks in the midfield. There doesn't seem to be a lot going on in the midfield, so I've taken a little bit of a hit. I've decided to stack up my midfield, so hopefully I won't have to make too many upgrades in the midfield with a lack of options to downgrade and upgrade. I've decided to go stacked midfield and hope that Witts can carry the Suns. He's going to be seeing games from day. He's going to be rucking for the Suns from the start. If he doesn't get injured, he should be seeing the first 5, 6, 7 games in the Suns' colours. And with this much better midfield around him, he's going to be looking to get a lot of hit-outs to advantage and have a lot of hands in the play and getting a lot of hit-outs, being the second tallest ruckman in the AFL behind Sandilands. Looks like I've got the 2 tallest players in the AFL in this team, and Witts is going to be getting a lot of hit-outs, and he's also probably not going to be sharing the ruck duties with anyone other than maybe a Peter Wright who's going to give him a brief chop-out in the middle. I can't see the Suns running with Witts and Nichols or Witts and Curry, so I reckon Witts is going to be going it alone, and I think Rocket prefers Witts alone, so he's going to be getting a lot of that ball all by himself. And I think he won't be sharing the load with too many people. And I think that could put him in high stead to be getting around 100 average. Now, this is a massive risk on my part. And if I decide I don't, then I come round to next week to the start of round 1 and I've decided I get cold feet and I want to change, I can just downgrade one of my premium midfielders. I can download it to an Andrew Swallow or, a David Swallow. Make me a few 100,000, then I can put that onto Witts and upgrade him to Stephen Martin, who also is going to be having a pretty solid season if he doesn't share those ruck duties. So this is my big risk. This is my big gambit, stacking my midfield and going pretty cheap in my rucks, seeing how we go. Bruce could be seeing minutes with North Melbourne. Rookie rucks are pretty hard to gauge, so I've just got him there. Could be anyone. He's just a placeholder at the moment. Now the forward line is one that I was worried about sort of heading into the season, and if you watch my earlier videos, I sort of have a bit of a worry about the quality of the forward line. But sort of the way the pre-season's gone, I'm feeling a bit better about it. Rewell is going to be playing up on the wing. If he stays fit and stays healthy for St Kilda, he is going to be getting a lot of points. The only thing I'm worried about Rewell is the fact that St Kilda might try and rest him from time to time. That could be the only worry, but if he was to play all 22 games, and he usually doesn't rest too many games, he does rack up the points pretty well. Dalhouse is going to be rotating through the midfield for Western Bulldogs, so having a couple of Bulldogs midfielders in there, in Bontempelli and Dalhouse, will surely be good, especially with the Bulldogs up and firing. Miller's going to be seeing time through the midfield, and he is probably in the top 1 or 2 midfield rotations for the Suns, so he is, I think, going to be a big player. He's also a big tackler. He tackles a lot. He gets a lot of hard balls, so I reckon he will be scoring pretty well this year. So I think this is going to be Miller's breakout year for the Suns. So I think I've taken a risk there in him, but I think it's a calculated risk. And Paddy Ryder is coming in because one, he's good ruck coverage just in case something does go wrong, and I can actually trade one of my rucks out, and I can put Paddy Ryder in the rucks if I need. Also, he playing for Port Adelaide over the preseason, he looks really good, and if he goes in as a solo ruck, he's a player that's going to be absolutely dominating the points. And so good forward option, also gives me ruck coverage if I need him. And then I've got Hoskin Elliott, who looks like he's really tearing it apart for Collingwood. If he stays healthy, he'll be a good pickup. McCarthy kicked 5 goals for Fremantle in the last pre-season game, so I can't argue with that. At 203,000, he's a pretty good go-to. Turner and Eddie, who had an absolute standout game for Port Adelaide heading into this season. He'll be looking at getting a round 1 position, which is good for me. He'll probably get a few points and make us a bit of money. Ignore my phone going off. As you can probably see, dominated a lot by North Melbourne and Port players. And coming into the season, they were the two teams I was sort of worried about not being able to produce any sort of Supercoach relevant players. But North Melbourne are a lot of rookies. I've got 4 rookie or close to rookie priced players in the team. Because I think they're going to be rejuvenating their list, a lot of these players are probably going to see some minutes, and I reckon that they're going to be good scorers for us. Port Adelaide are probably pushing more for a top 8 position, but there's enough good rookies in there in Hewitt and Powell Pepper and Ryder and Eddie who should be seeing play off the top of the season. Well, I hope you enjoyed my roundup of my final Supercoach preseason video before the real stuff gets underway. I'm excited. I can't wait for the AFL season to start, and Supercoach is a big reason for that for me. It makes a lot of the neutral games that I watch that don't involve the Suns a bit more interesting to me, and I'm sure it does a lot for you too. Do let me know in the comments below what your teams look like, if you've got if you've got a lot of the same players that I do, or you've got a few point of differences that you want to maybe talk me around to selecting for my team. Do let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, make sure you do like the video, subscribe to the channel. I hope your Supercoach does supremely well heading into the round 1, unless of course you're in a league with me. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.